to point out, we spoke about the importance of Aval Chatanu, right? But with the importance of saying, acknowledging that we are the ones who have sinned. This is one point where we have to concentrate, saying that we acknowledge that we are the ones who sinned, and that is the most important part of Vidui. Another important part of Vidui, we said, is the Vayavod Hashem al Panav. That is how Hashem says with this such a seder, such an order of saying Hashem Kel Rachum V'Chanun. With this way, Hashem erases all the avedot and all the avedot of Klal Yisrael. Then we spoke about the actual David, which also has a lot of hidden in it, and we said it to such an importance that we pointed out that even to answer full Kaddish, you're not supposed to. Only Chatzi Kaddish you answer in the middle of the David. When we sit down and say the David, right? We sit down to say Elecha Nafshi Hashem Esa. That is the time when they go to Zohar that says that the Gufa Nefesh Neshama with the body reconnects together with something that happened during Shmonayeseh, that we went apart because we're willing to give ourselves a sacrifice to Hashem. That is the time when the Shema comes back. Now, to point out, people should know the actual Tachanun is very important to say. And Shulchan Aruch does point out, he says, better off to say a little bit Tachanunim, a little bit of Tachanun, but with Kavanah, but with proper Kavanah, which is the saying a lot and the not having Kavanah at all. That is brought down the beginning of laws of Ola Chaim. Now, the next thing you have to know, Mondays and Thursdays we always have an additional things to add. And Tachanunim are normally said while standing. Do point out that sometimes I see in certain places where you see in the middle of the whole Tachanun, some people somehow decide to sit down. Baruch Hashem, they're feeling well, nothing is wrong with them, and it's perfectly okay. So you're supposed to remain standing. That is what we've seen for generations from back, for the past who knows how many years, that we haven't seen anybody sit down at all. So just pointing out that it's not the proper thing to sit down during the Tachanunim. People should remain standing from beginning till the end. Another thing to point out is as follows, that when we have the Chamesh Ta'aniyot, there's actually additional things to say during the Tachanunim. So those things people should be on top of, making sure that they follow through and they sell, even if they don't say it with their own words, at least following the Siddur, put some kind of effort. Don't just take side, you know what, coffee break, where's the sponge cake, where's the coffee, Hashem Tov, what happened to you, you're slacking off, you're not on top of things. So please make sure that we people paying attention, looking inside the Siddur, following through, making sure they're saying everything the right way. Another thing to speak about and point out is the times that we don't say Tachanunim. So there's many Yamim Tovim that we know for example, we just passed one, there's 2 Be'av, there's no Tachanunim. There's many other ones, like the whole month of Pesach, Chodesh Nisan, no Tachanunim. The last 20 days, starting from Yom Kippur all the way till the end of Chodesh Tishrei, there's no Tachanunim, we say Yishem. Then during the days of Hanukkah, there's no Tachanunim, we say Yishem. And there's many others, like the days of Purim, days of Shabbat, and many other days that we don't say. Now, do point out, to remember, that we don't say Tachanun, when we don't say, the day that we don't say Tachanun, the Mincha before the day, we also don't say Tachanun. Now, there's not a time when we don't say Tachanun, is when the Shivat Yimei HaMishteh, the 7 days when the Chatan, the Sheva B'Rachot, Gavriel Gulam was getting married B'ezrat Hashem tonight. So 7 days, whenever the Chatan is present at the time of the Tefillah, there's no Tachanunim also. When there's a Brit Milah taking place in the Shul, there's no Tachanun also. Now, as far as Brit Milah, people should know that when we say that, once the Brit was concluded and everybody left, there's nobody left there, so we still don't say Tachanun on that same day as long as we play in that same Shul. Why? Because in that shul, either you have, the excuse not to say is you have the Moel, you have the Sandak, you have the Avia Ben, right? All these 3, and also you have Kisei Eliyahu. So these 4 things would normally give you an excuse not to say Tachanunim. So even though the Avia Ben, the Sandak, the Moel, Agan, they're not there anymore, but as long as the Kisei Eliyahu is in the shul, we don't say Tachanun. Now, when we say that they don't say Tachanunim, right, in the shul, it means it has to be there. If you have a big building, I don't know how exactly to work out the details of this. Many rooms, and in one room they have a simcha. Somehow they decide that the whole shul should not say Tachanun. I don't know where that's coming from. That's a very interesting matter that has to be resolved, which I have to ask Be'ezrat Hashem to find out if it is thing. You go ahead and say, you know what? Because in this room, small room over there, or big room, they have no tachanunim because they have a simcha, the whole building gets excused not to say it. For that price, maybe the whole city shouldn't. If you're already extending it from one minyan to the next, maybe the whole city shouldn't say tachanunim. Okay. There's another thing that we've seen in the past is, when you have a bar mitzvah, the day of the bar mitzvah, the bar mitzvah boy is there. Also, no tachanunim, we say Yishem, because now a lot of people have to understand the interesting thing that we see the phenomena of today, that a lot of people like to pass the bar mitzvah with a lot of simcha, they want to be a lot of excitement in the bar mitzvah. So they go ahead and they say like this. So because they want to make sure that the boy comes to the shul, the time when they take out a Sefer Torah, so they make the Chatan Bar Mitzvah, the boy not to come to shul a day or 2 or 3 earlier, because why bring him? There's no Sefer Torah. There's no reading, so they say, you know what, we'll do it later. The problem with this is that the boy doesn't put on tefillin on time. That's a very terrible avila. It's a loss that you could never replenish. Another problem with this is that when you do come on the day of the bar mitzvah, right, when you want to take out the Sefer Torah, that's not his bar mitzvah day. It's not a bar mitzvah day anymore. That's 3 days later. Or sometimes, the bar mitzvah falls out during the Sukkot time. And they didn't do it, or they didn't take the video, the most important part, if you want memories. So they have a mitzvah a week or 2 later. And the boy comes to read Sefer Torah. So now what do we do with the tachanunim? What to say Yishem or don't say Yishem? Of course you're supposed to say tachanunim. This is the right way. I one time went over to the rabbi and I said to him, I asked him the question, I said to him, Rabbi, the bottom line, when these guys do show up late and they want to say Yishem, can we say tachanunim? He says, what? You're going to make avilut azoi on the day of his bar mitzvah? Chutzpah! He says, no. He was sarcastic, but he was serious too. He was laughing at the whole thing. But listen, bottom line, people should face the truth. What are you teaching a Chatan Bar Mitzvah? To start off the cheating from the day of his Bar Mitzvah? Come on, the boy has to be taught to put him on the right path. And you're putting him on the right path, do it the right way. Don't start crooked. Starting crooked, this is a disaster, a devastation to the future of our generation. So you could always cut corners. The rabbis always find ways how to go around problems. We could always resolve the issue. So please, we beg you, keep things on the right path, the right way, the real way. And believe me, I always tell people, say tachanunim, you can afford it, because we have many averot to get rid of. Who's happy not to say tachanunim, say tova kadam, I feel very bad, I did this and this, I have so many things to pay for. You can find every little excuse not to say tachanun. What's going on? Also, this custom that as Hasidim, some Hasidim have a custom that the Yortzeit or big Rebbes, a big Talmidei Chachamim, they don't say tachanunim. We only have one like this. Only Zayin Adar, which is Moshe Rabbeinu's day, and Zayin Adar we don't say tachanunim. But all the other times, no matter what, anybody who passed away, didn't pass, or like Ba'omer, you have Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, big tzaddikim like that, we don't say tachanunim. But every other time, we say tachanunim. Ad kan, v'hananiah ben Akasha omer atzah, kadosh baruch hu, לשכות ישראל.